She's a duelist, and she has flashes, but keep in mind her flashes are destroyable, and they're not as efficient as like Phoenix or Breach flashes. So when you're playing her, just keep in mind that there are
My ult ready.
whether like you want to utilize her like abilities to its fullest, because you're gonna need to be able to frag out consistently if you want to utilize her to her fullest. I'm sure you've seen all the memes about like insta-lock Reynas and stuff, right? Being bottom frags. Yeah, you do not want to be one of them, so just be mindful. If you're feeling your aim and you believe you're gonna frag out on Reyna, go for it.
Is this the Reyna showcase?
Hmm?
Is this the Reyna showcase? Or like the tutorial on how to...
Yeah, kind of. It's a mini lesson on Reyna.
Yeah.
And basically, I'm sure you guys know like what all her abilities do, but I'll just go over them quickly. But the flashes, if you're not like, one thing you can make it like easier to be able to know where your flash is gonna land is just to look at your minimap, and you're gonna see like a red circle on it. That's where your flash is gonna land. So for example, if you're gonna flash over like a wall or something, just check your minimap to make sure it's like in the middle of something, and it'll catch all angles and stuff like that. And also, they just recently buffed, I don't even know, Reyna with her Q&Es. So even if you don't get a kill, but if you get an assist within 3 seconds of like you damaging them and them dying, you can still get an orb. And now you only have 2 charges, so you have to be more like careful and mindful of which one you want to use. Most of the time, I use my E, because a lot of the times, especially in like higher elo games, people will trade each other, right? Because if you see someone, they most likely have someone else behind them. So once you kill them, you quickly E and get out. But if you're sure there's only like one person and you're damaged, then I would Q in that instance. And about her flashes too, it's just a small delay before you can actually bring it up, like about like half a second. And then there's also another small delay before it actually starts working, which is like about a second. Just be mindful of that. But when you throw it out, no one's flashed yet, if you can see. Like, it's out, she's not flashed yet, now she's flashed. So you want to wait before pushing that they're flashed first, and then you go. But then again, you can destroy Reyna flashes when they're still small like this before they start flashing. So that's why Reyna's not exactly a reliable flasher. They will cover. And obviously her ult, you know, you kill someone, you get an insta heal, and you get an E. Usually, you always want to use your E, so you utilize both your Q and E when you're ulting. And the difference between your E when you're ulting and when you're not is you're actually invisible when you're ulting and you E, when you dismiss. Whereas when you're not ulting and you dismiss, you can kind of see like the outline of the Reyna, right? So yeah. And I guess learning how to use your dismiss well, like for example, if you see just one person and there's likely like another person nearby or somewhere, you, instead of using your E to just like use it as escape, it can also be used to like quickly peek the further angle, like the deeper angle. Like for example, you meet this guy here, you kill, then you check that corner, there's no one there, or there's someone there, then you come back, then you can re-peek it and be ready to kill that person, and stuff like that. And also, since Reyna has her dismiss ability, you can kind of play her like Jet with her dash, where you can play off angles. But of course, it's not as reliable because with Jet, if you miss, you can just dash out, right? But with Reyna, you actually have to get the kill or the assist to dismiss. So you can play off angles, like for example, usually you pick this like close to the wall, right? So you can escape quickly. But in Reyna's case, you can peek even wider, get a kill, dismiss out without like being punished as much compared to other characters who don't have like escape abilities. If you peek wide and you get like swung on, then you're pretty much dead, right? So yeah, try to abuse that her escapes ability as much as possible. And I'm sure everyone knows the mechanics of the healing, right? If you're behind a wall or they're not in like direct line of sight with you, the heal stops. But there's like a small delay before it stops. So if you heal, it still heals for like a second when you're out of line of sight. But if you like go in and out of sight, it'll keep healing you as long as you don't pass that second where it stops healing you. So you just like it'll keep healing you as long as you don't spend too much time out of line of sight. Then yeah, it's a safer way to keep healing and not just stand still, because when you're standing still, you're in like a really easy target, right? You just want to jiggle behind a wall and keep healing if you want to, while you're also being aware of like other enemies and keeping your crosshair on like angles and stuff. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If anyone has any questions, I'd be like more than happy to answer some. Yeah. Yeah. So you're kind of, when you're dismissing, you're not just doing this, but you're kind of just jiggling, like checking the angle quickly, then coming back. Because when you get out of dismiss, there's like a small delay where you do not have your gun out, and at that time you're really easy to kill. And people, if you're out in the open, people are just gonna track you when you're dismissing, and they're just gonna like keep their crosshair on your head. And the second you're out of your dismiss, they're gonna like headshot you. So it's always good to like dismiss in and out of an angle.